In just a couple of weeks, I'll be celebrating my first year anniversary as a content creator. Can you believe that? Yes, it's been almost a year now that I've been making reviews about cameras, gadgets, technologies, all that good stuff. And guess what? I'm just getting warmed up. Nice, man. With that, I'd like to officially invite you, if you aren't yet, to be part of this journey. Indeed, we have a long way to go. For the time being, help this channel achieve 2,000 subscribers on or before June 28. Let's go! But if you, yes, if you have been part of this already, from the bottom of my heart, maraming salamat. Your support means a lot. Really. With that, I don't want to make this long. Let's roll that intro. Five best photo and video lenses for Sony APS-C cameras with a twist. Have you ever heard that once you enter the world of photography, videography, vlogging, or anything related to camera, next thing you'd realize is that there's a black hole waiting inside. And that is the uncontrollable desire to buy a bunch of lenses. And believe me, been there, done that. So in this video, I decided to make a list of top lenses I feel like you should consider having if you're using any of the Sony APS-C cameras. But just a bit of disclaimer, I am not a professional filmmaker or anything. Like I said, I'm a simple, aspiring, and hopefully soon to be inspiring content creator based here in the Philippines. That being said, expect that these lenses aren't going to be super expensive or super advanced, but rather affordable yet powerful enough to keep you going. Starting off with the cheapest of the list, the Viltrox 85mm f1.8 Mark II. By the time this video is made, you can buy this lens for only $300. And to be honest, it being affordable is one of the main reasons why this lens is on this list. Not only that, as far as my research is concerned, I believe this is the cheapest among all the other 85mm lenses. Having that said, I was blown away with the performance of this lens. Like if you're looking for a lens that can give you that creamy bokeh effect, this is without a doubt capable. The combination of large aperture and the amount of compression at this focal length is ideal for portraits and even product photography. Let me show you some samples. I wasn't expecting anything big considering its price. I just really wanted an 85mm prime lens with large aperture. Little did I know that I was in for a treat. Viltrox surprised me with its sharpness, color science, and overall image quality. However, although yes, it can do automatic focusing, allow me to say that it's not its best feature. Let me just say that. Like, I don't think I will rely on the autofocusing system of this lens, especially in critical situations. Oh well, after all, it's priced like that for a reason. Nevertheless, as a portrait lens, I can't be happy enough with it. In addition, it's actually a full-frame lens that works perfectly fine with an APS-C body. So if in the future you'd want to go full frame, you can still enjoy this lens. How amazing is that? Hence, if you want a reliable yet affordable portrait lens, I recommend the Viltrox 85mm f1.8 Mark II. Should you want a more detailed review, I'll drop the link in the description. Next to the Viltrox 85mm is another portrait beast, the Sigma 56mm f1.4 DCDN. You might be asking, I thought you were happy with the Viltrox. Well, I am. But why another portrait lens? That is because the 85mm isn't like the focal length for all seasons. All seasons? Especially in a crop sensor body where it's actually 105mm. Can you believe that? So imagine you're in a small room and you want to take a photo of something. 85mm is kind of too zoomed in. You know what I'm saying? Thus the need or the desire for a wider portrait lens came into the picture. And I'm confident that most people, if not all, would agree that if we're talking about portrait lens for APS-C cameras, Sigma 56mm should not be neglected. As a matter of fact, it should be on the top. It is that good. It has great autofocusing system, it has large aperture, and of course, it is super duper sharp. Like no hint of exaggeration, Sigma is known for making extremely sharp lenses. Thank you, Sigma. Anyway, in my comparison video of the Viltrox and the Sigma, I mentioned that for outdoor shooting, I prefer the Viltrox 85mm. But for indoor shooting, with a bit of extra sharpness, this lens is the way to go. Hence, if you want a more versatile and super sharp portrait lens, I recommend the Sigma 56mm f1.4. Should you want a more detailed review, I'll drop the link in the description. At this point, we already have one from Viltrox, one from Sigma. Now, time to have a native lens. And of course, it's going to be the Sony 35mm f1.8 OSS. A lot of you may be surprised about this, as you might be expecting the 30mm from Sigma. Well, I totally understand. The Sigma 30mm is such a great, fantastic lens. It was my first ever lens, just so you know. It's just that it doesn't have one thing, just one thing that the Sony 35 has. And personally, that one thing is kind of extra important to me, the OSS, the optical steady shot. That's the Sony's version of in-lens stabilization. I'm a video guy than a photo guy, by the way. Hence, I can accept the fact that I'm losing the sharpness of the Sigma in exchange to any form of stabilization, given that my camera has no IBIS, the in-body image stabilization. Sure, you can use a gimbal for a more steady footage, but in most situations, you don't want, or I don't want to bring so many things with me. Well, that might be just me. However, a week after with this lens, I fell in love with it. It may not be as sharp as the Sigma, but it is sharp. It may not be as fast as the Sigma, but it is fast. It may not be as cheap as the Sigma, but it is not that expensive either. And since it's a native lens, the autofocusing system of the Sony 35mm is not just good, but great. And oh, let's not forget, it is very compact. Imagine it's significantly smaller than the Sigma 56mm, which is the smallest of the Sigma trio. Hence, if you're looking for a go-to compact lens for both photography and videography, I strongly recommend the Sony 35mm f1.8 OSS. Should you want a more detailed review, I'll drop the link in the description. Before we proceed, again, I'm about to celebrate my first year anniversary as a content creator. So if you aren't part of this journey yet, please do hit that subscribe button. Help me reach 2,000 subscribers on or before June 28th. I believe greater things are yet to come, so let's go. You done? Thank you. Going back, and here's the twist that I mentioned earlier. Are you ready? The next two lenses that I feel like we all should be having in our bags are the Sigma 16mm f1.4 and the Sony 18-105mm f4. The Sigma 16mm is like the best wide-angle lens for the APS-C bodies. Like, no doubt about that. It has great autofocusing system, it has large aperture, and same with the 56mm, it is tack sharp. Basically ideal for vlogging in general. It's just that it doesn't have stabilization. The Sony 18-105 on the other hand is the zoom lens everyone has been recommending for so long. It has stabilization, excellent autofocus, generous focal range, and let's not forget its power zoom. Perfect zoom lens for gimbals. Only not so good thing is that it can only open as wide as f4. Not very useful in low light situations. But nonetheless, with the 3 prime lenses earlier, together with these two lenses, you are definitely powerful enough. However, you like that? Whenever I say however, you know that's gonna be a game changer, right? However, when the year 2021 started, something happened. A twist happened and it greatly affected us, the Sony APS-C users. That is when Tamron released a revolutionary zoom lens, the Tamron 17-70mm f 2.8. Even though it's a third-party lens, it has great autofocusing system. It may not be as sharp as the Sigma 16mm, but it's definitely sharper than the Sony 18-105. It has VC, the vibration compensation. That's Tamron's version of in-lens stabilization. And of course, it's a zoom lens that can open up to f 2.8. That large aperture is the game changer. In a way, the Tamron 17-70 is kind of in the sweet spot between the Sigma 16mm and the Sony 18-105. It's a sharp zoom lens with a relatively large aperture. And again, it's stabilized. Having that said, in my personal opinion, and people might not agree with me on this, but I'm gonna say it anyway, it kind of replaces the Sigma 16mm and the Sony 18-105 in my bag. Yes, you heard it right. And that's actually the twist. Instead of giving you 5 lenses, with the Tamron 17-70, I personally recommend only 4 top lenses for Sony crop sensor users. It's actually the same price of the Sigma 16mm and the Sony 18-105 combined. So it just makes sense. But I guess you gotta take note that I'm not really into wide angle shooting. I normally use wide angle lenses for my talking head segments. Thus the 17mm from the Tamron is more than good enough for me. As I wrap up this video, if you want a reliable yet affordable portrait lens, go check out the Viltrox 85mm f1.8 Mark II. If you want a more versatile and super sharp portrait lens, I recommend the Sigma 56mm f1.4. If you want to have a compact go-to lens for both photography and videography, go get the Sony 35mm f1.8 OSS. And finally, if you want one zoom lens for pretty much everything, we got the Tamron 17-70mm f2.8. There you go, folks. I know there are a lot of amazing lenses out there, and I am super certain that my list is different to many people as well. But then again, if you've just started and you want to build an arsenal as a content creator and you don't want those super expensive lenses, I hope this list is somehow helpful to you. Nonetheless, I'm also interested in your list of top lenses. Let me know in the comment section. As a end, if you're getting a thing or two from this video, please do like and subscribe to my channel for more not super technical but rather practical approach to gadgets and technologies. Until then, thank you for watching. Okay, in just a couple of weeks, I'll be celebrating my first year anniversary as a content creator. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Believe me, been there, done boxing. Kidding, done that. Allow me to say that it's not its best review. Should you want a more detailed review, I'd link the description of the review. I dropped the link. And I am confident that if we're talking about. And I am confident that if we're... I'm a video guy. I'm a video guy than a photo guy. I'm a video guy than a photo guy, by the way. 78. With the Tamron 17-70, I personally recommend only 4 top lenses for Sony's. With the Tamron 17-70, I personally recommend only 4 top lenses for Sony corrupt. As a end, if you're getting a thing. As a end, if you're getting a thing. As a end, if you're getting a thing. As a end, if you're getting a thing or two. As a end, if you're getting a thing or two. Until then, thank you. Until then, thank you for watching.